Hi, in this presentation, I'm going to show you some examples. I use AI for my writing. I want to test if generative AI can polish my writing, can write a literature review, paper summary for me, and also it can provide reference or citations. I also want to show you two examples, other applications, like use generative AI to generate latex for equations in my writing, and also how generative AI help me coding. So first, it's one of the most common use for ChatGPT or bot is to polish my writing. For example, sometimes, for example, in this example, I use don't in my sentences, but in a research paper, it should be written in a more formal ways. So it should write do not. So AI can polish my writing. Another example is I write UAS in my writing, but I didn't add the full name of this acronym. So it was caused by AI. So are two examples use AI to polish my writing. But in this case, we can see that AI use unmanned aerial systems to describe UAS. But we know in remote sensing community, we don't like the words unmanned because we want to be more gender inclusive. So although the bot helped me to add the full name to my acronym, but it's used unmanned, this words I don't like. So I use unoccupied to improve my writing. In second example, I'm showing using bot to provide a literature review and provide reference. I test several examples. The literature reviews were fine. They are not perfect, but they are good enough. However, I noticed that all the reference are, are fake papers. These papers are not real papers. So there's a big limitation when you try to use ChatGPT or bot to generate reference or citations. I also want to test if the bot can summarize scientific papers. I use two of my own papers to ask bot to summarize this paper because I'm very familiar with my own publications. I want to see if bot can do a good job. The first paper is a hydrologic paper. It provides a very good, well-written summaries, and the information in this summary was correct. However, the second paper is provide a well-written summary, and it's also this paper is a model to predict the bats, which bat species can carry Nipah virus. So in this summary, it's showing the four bat species with a high probability of Nipah viruses. But so this figure is from my papers. Compare the bar summary and my papers, you can see, so in these figures, at the top, those species are high probability carrying Nipah virus. And at the bottom, those are species with low probability of carrying Nipah virus. You can see the four species, the AI, in AI summary, is not the top four species I found in my study. So in other words, bot gave me a totally wrong summary of the results of my paper. In the last part of this presentation, I'm showing two other applications I found is pretty useful. Like in my research, we know that it's like machine learning or hydrologic paper, they have a lot of equations, and it's always took me so much time to to type those equations and the description of the variable of the equations in my writing. I found it's very useful to ask Bard to generate latex code for my equations. Like in this example, I asked Bard to generate a head a a metric I use in my paper. It only took less than 30 seconds. I have the equation and the description of the variables. I think it saved me a lot of time. Another example is in coding. We know, like in biology, most students use R. Like in geoscience, most students use Python. And sometimes it's really hard for us to share our code. And it's very helpful I found that in Bard, it can convert the R code into Python. And I tried several examples, and they all provide a very good results to convert code between R and Python. And if in R, I have other example, for example, converts the base R plots into GG plots, or change the R plus color into a colorblind friendly colors. I'm still trying different examples, but so far I found R help me to help my coding pretty well. So summary, generative AI can polish my writing. I found it's useful, and sometimes can provide good literature reviews, sometimes not. And it's definitely not good at providing reference or citations, so don't do that. And summarize the paper, sometimes it's good, sometimes not good. So although generative AI sometimes can save your time, but you should use this very, very carefully. I would like to thank Nancy and BCal Lab and my friends Nora to help me prepare this presentation.